Welcome. Let's start in a nice seated position. So allow the knees to be heavy. Let them relax down to the mat. Rest hands in your lap or on your knees. Shoulders back and down, and close your eyes. Good starting point is to always check in with the breath. Just paying attention to the inhales and exhales as they pass over your top lip. You want to make a point of it to breathe through your nose, not just during your yoga practice, but also when you're off the mat. Now that you're fully aware of your breathing pattern, start to deepen the inhales and exhales. Feel the chest expanding, the abdomen expanding as you fill up the lungs. And then the complete opposite happening on the exhales. Find a nice, calming breathing pattern. And once you feel comfortable with this new, deeper inhalation and exhalation, or the pattern, then you can start with your Ujjayi pranayama. The key is to hold on to this breathing pattern throughout the practice. So maintain this Ujjayi breath regardless of the postures that we move in and out of. You can open your eyes. We'll start with an inverted posture, so shoulder balance, but if you're not comfortable and if this is not something you do often, then I wouldn't suggest that you simply go upside down and first get a visual. I will relax back, and as I come down, I'll take legs overhead, push away from the floor, positioning hands onto the back. Toes can touch if it's a bit too intense because it's early on in the practice. Then you can bend your knees and get the knees close to the forehead. But we'll start in Halasana, and from there we will make our way up into a shoulder balance. So let's get into the posture. If you maybe go upside down and it doesn't feel that nice, then you can simply keep your legs up into Viparita Karani. So you've got options, but I would like to start upside down. So get into Halasana, position hands onto the back, or bending into the knees. You've got the fingers pointing up. Weight is on the shoulders, you're not turning your head. And then whenever you're ready, you can take your legs up towards the ceiling. In the shoulder balance, you aim to get a straight line. It's not always possible, but if there's any tension in the neck, then rather lower the legs down closer to the floor behind your head and put more weight onto your elbows and your hands. And the more comfortable you get, the more you can work on truly having all the weight on the shoulders and the triceps, hugging to the midline, so feeling that the core is active, and just being in this upside down position. Keep the breathing pattern very consistent.
Feel that there's a lot of engagement in your shoulders as you push your hands into your back. You've got your drishti, your focal point, straight up towards the toes. And there's no rush. Should it get too intense at any stage, then you can lower your legs over your head. But if you are still in control of the posture, just keep lengthening. Squeeze legs together. The way we'll get out of the shoulder balance is by firstly taking the legs down. And then you can very slowly start to curl out of your halasana. But once you get the middle back to make contact with the floor, reach and find the outsides of your feet. So we're in this upward facing Paschimottanasana position. You're holding onto the feet. If it's too intense to hold onto feet, then grip hold of your legs. But you just want to hang on to the legs and actively pull your legs a little bit closer to the body. We haven't worked on the hamstrings yet. But you just want to feel into the hamstrings in this unique stretch where we've got the back on the floor. The sacrum is not touching, but the middle back's touching. Then let go of the feet. Lower your legs all the way down onto the mat. Position your hands below the buttocks. Tuck your elbows. Push elbows into the floor as you lift in the chest. And relax the crown of the head down towards the floor. A few deep inhales and exhales. You can exhale with an open mouth just to empty the lungs. And after an exhalation, lower back down onto the floor. Stepping feet in. Pull knees into your chest. So place left hand onto left knee, right hand to right knee. And actively pull your knees as you slightly lift in your chest. So you're lifting in the chest and the head. And you're bringing your forehead closer to your knees. Maintain this position. Straighten your legs up to ceiling. And take your arms up. Now get the hands below the body as you position the arms underneath. Lower your legs, lifting in the chest to a bit of a supported half boat. Keep your legs active. We're going to take it one step further, just getting a bit of movement in the posture by moving the legs up and down. Not too much, just getting a bit of movement in the legs. It's a different sensation because we're not squeezing legs together, getting nice activation in the adductor muscles. The legs are now doing their own thing. Squeezing legs together. Keep the core active. And then slowly bring your heels down. Bring your upper body down. Grab hold behind the back of a knee. Rocking up to seated. Cross legs. Getting into your first down dog. You can walk it out. Let's get comfortable in your down dog. And then turning it into more of a static hold, no movement, just actively working chest closer towards the feet. And I'll bring your hips down into plank. As you get into plank, you might find that you're forced to grip the mat better, getting better activation in the hands. Option of doing knees, chest, chin, and pushing back up, but we'll first hold the position. Or option of doing chaturanga, holding, and then we'll push back up. So lower down on the exhale. See what option works best for you. And the key here is to not let go of the breath. Use an inhale, push back up. Exhale, down dog. Bend into knees, look up. Inhale, feet in between hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Take arms up. Squeeze palms together. You can interlock the thumbs. Lengthen, get the shoulders closer to your ears. Tilt your tailbone. So get a slight posterior tilt in the pelvis. And then on exhale, swan dive. Bring your chest and chin close to the floor. But once again, we're focusing on getting good activation through the legs. So keep your spine straight. And just move as low as you can, as low as your hamstrings allow you to go, before bending into the knees. Quite an intense way of warming up in the hamstrings by doing a static hold or two early on in the practice. We're forcing the hamstrings to engage well. Releasing hands to mat. Inhale, do a halfway lift. Plant hands, exhale, take it back. And shift weight onto the left hand, taking it up into a side plank. Take the right arm, thread it through, getting the fingers to point to the left wall, and then take it back up. Exhale, arm down, pointing and looking to the left. Inhale up. The third one, through. Inhale. Exhale, the fourth one. Don't rush. Inhale up. And exhale, the fifth one. Inhale. Back up. Exhale, right hand down, plank. Pivot feet over to the right. Take left arm to ceiling. You can obviously modify this posture if you step top foot to the middle of the mat. Let's take left arm through to the right. Bit of a twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Controlled movements. Inhale. The third one. And inhale up. Twist. And up. One more. Twisting. And then taking it back up. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Plank. Maybe you felt the side core muscles, the obliques working. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale to a down dog. Bend into knees, look up. Inhale, feet in between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. And I'll reverse swan dive. Once again, palms together, interlock thumbs. Lengthen, tuck the tailbone,
And on exhale, swan dive, arch in the back. Bring your chest and chin closer to the floor. So maintain that arching sensation in the back so that you can keep the back muscles engaged. And releasing your hands down. In breath, halfway lift, planting hands, and exhale. Take it back, lower down your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, lower hips into plank. Shift weight to left hand, pivot feet. Take your arm out in front. So reach. Get a bit of a stretch in the lats as you lengthen. Lift the left foot off the mat. Bring the left foot down, right hand down. Plank, and then shifting weight over to the right. Left arm up and over. You're pushing out of the shoulder. Lift the right foot off the mat. Keep the breath nice and deep. Bring the right foot down. Left hand down. Taking hips up. In the down dog, we're just going to move the feet a bit. So with an inhale, lift onto tiptoes. Exhale, draw heels down. Inhale onto the tiptoes. Exhale, heels down. Bend knees, look up. Inhale, feet between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms up. And exhale into mountain pose. Inhale, bend into the knees, get the fingertips to lightly make contact with the floor. Keep your bend in the knees, don't lift up. Inhale, take arms up. Tilt in the pelvis. Quite a deep chair. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting hands, exhale, take it back and lower down chaturanga. In breath, upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step foot in between hands with control. As you inhale, take arms up to a high lunge. And then get arms into eagle with the right arm at the bottom, left arm on top. So you're pulling elbows up, hands away from the face, sinking low into the front knee. Nice inhale. Exhale, upper body in line with the back leg. You'll release the arms, place left hand onto the floor, angle the back foot as you take the right arm up. Get into a side plank with the top leg up to ceiling. Then exhale, bring the hand down. Don't let the right foot touch. Move through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Foot still not touching. Exhale, three-leg down dog. And bring the right foot down. Inhale, raise left leg. Exhale, Foot between hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, eagle arms, left arm at the bottom. Deep inhale with exhale, chest forwards. So now your back is in line with the right leg. Releasing right hand onto the mat. Angle the back foot. You take the left arm up, take the left leg back and up to ceiling. Exhale. Hand down, don't let the foot touch. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, three-leg down dog. Bring the left foot down. Bend into knees, look up. Inhale, get feet between hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms to ceiling. Exhale, Tadasana. You can step wide on your mat. Externally rotate in the legs so get the feet slightly out to the sides. Bring hands to prayer and sink down. Bring the arms out to the sides. Get a right arm at the bottom, left arm on top. So as you get into your eagle arms, you're going to pivot the front foot and square off. You're going to pivot the back foot and square off. Now step the front foot to the back of the mat, binding into eagle. A nice full inhale with exhale. Bit of a sleeping eagle, bringing the arms and chest down, but keeping length in the back. Inhale, lifting back up. You're going to undo the top leg, swing it back into a warrior 3 variation. And I'll slowly bring it back into eagle. And from the eagle bind, we're going to make our way back into a wide stance. So undo the top leg, carefully step it to the front of the mat, squatting down. Releasing arms out to the sides. Get left arm at bottom, right arm on top. So switch arms. Make sure both feet are square. Shift weight over to the front foot. Get into your eagle. Full inhalation. Exhale, sleeping eagle. We'll use inhale to come up. Garudasana. Undo the top leg, swing it back, straighten in the grounding leg. Warrior 3 variation. Inhale, lifting in chest. Wrap the leg on top, eagle pose. And we're going to carefully step back, well, out to the side, into our squat position. Releasing the arms out to the sides, toes or feet slightly externally rotated. Let's twist towards the back of the mat. Inhale back to center. Twist to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center. Hands onto the knees. We want to twist with the chest to the back of the mat. So tilt elbow in, twisting, looking over the top shoulder. Inhale back to center. And twist to the front of the mat. Inhale back to center. Bring hands to prayer and lift in the chest so we get back into our standing squats. Slowly straighten your legs out and step to the front of the mat. In your mountain pose, draw shoulders down, get a slight lift in the chest. Bring hands to Samastiti. Feel that you are making use of both feet, all 10 toes, grounding yourself. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, swan dive, head to shins. In breath, halfway lift. Then planting the hands, exhale, take it back into plank. Low down through Chaturanga Dandasana. In breath, upward facing dog. Exhale to a down dog. Inhale, raise right leg. Exhale, step right foot in between hands. Pivot your back foot, keep the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Take left arm up into your side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, bring the left hand down, position it below the shoulder. Keep your back foot on an angle as you take the right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Lift back, you're off the mat, step back. Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. In breath, upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, step left foot between hands, pivot back foot. Left hand stays firmly on the floor. Inhale, right arm up, side angle pose. Exhale, right hand down in line with the shoulder, in our left arm up. Exhale, left hand down, and lift back heel off the mat, stepping back into plank. Two options, placing knees to mat, getting onto fingertips, or simply getting onto fingertips. You can shift a bit of weight back and forth. But if this is not enough, then lift the pinkies off the mat. If you want to get the ring fingers off, take them off the mat. If you want to get the middle fingers off the mat, so you're balancing on thumbs and index fingers, do that. Final phase, wherever you are, doing a chaturanga and coming back up. Pushing up. And then place knees to mat, sitting back into child's pose. And inhale, making your way back up into a seated position. If your mind wanders off, bring awareness back to your breathing pattern. You can start to just become aware of every single part of the body that's making contact with the floor. And just become aware of the sit bones, the feet, the shins making contact with the mat. And just starting to bring awareness back. In the seated position, bring hands to pray, thumbs resting against the sternum. Slightly tucking the chin. Namaste.